Okay, continuing 54, but to lesson 78 is also on the same worksheet. These are some problems off of this lesson. If you go to the page of lesson 78, you'll find these problems. But it's doing the same thing, but just with different problems. Just like here, you're putting in x. They say if x is 3, so if you go 2, x is 3 plus 3 plus x is 3 to the second. Okay, so we're going to evaluate first with the 3. So here again, we got to do the exponent force is 6, or this here, there's no parentheses, but here 3 times 3, you got an exponent, this will be 9, and I got the rest here. Plus 2, 3, and then the next thing, multiplying or dividing, right here I got multiplying, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3, plus 9, and then any adding or subtracting, well I got this here, you add these together, so I got let's see, 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 9 more is 18. So the answer here would be 18. Okay, that's it, the x was 3. But what if we change the x to 2? What would it be? So I got to do it all over again. I got to go 2, but now the x is 2, plus 3, plus the x is 2 again to the second. So I do the whole thing again. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3, and then I'm just going to go ahead and multiply that. So I got 4 plus 3 is 7, plus that 4, that'll be 11. Yeah, that'll be 11. Okay, but then what if it was 1? What if it was 0? Okay, what would be the answers? And these are the same thing. I got w plus 6 for w is 11. So here, if the w is 11 plus 6, what would be the answer? Well, it would be 17. And it's the same thing. You got 17 minus 2c. If c was 7, what would be the answer? Here, what if b is 5? What if the h is 5? What if the x is 7 and the y is 10? Okay, so it's the exact same thing as 54, except they're just written a little differently and different equations. And it's the same thing for number 81. Okay, if you see here, lesson 81, it's the same thing. You got different equations though, and you're putting in a number for the missing numbers or the x's or whatever letter they're using, and then coming up with the answer. Okay, so just like this one, this would be for x is 3 minus 3. I'm trying to go a little faster here for time. Minus 3. So with these, you're following the same rules, but you do the top and bottom separately. Whoop, that's a positive. So here I got 3 plus 3 is 6. But then the bottom here, remember you got to do exponent first. 3 times 2 is, it's like two separate problems here. So you do the top and then you do the bottom. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 6 minus 3. So if I do that across, 9 plus 6 is 15, minus 3, that would be 12. So you end up with the fraction 6 over 12, which can be reduced down to 1/2. Okay? So it's doing the same thing that we were doing on the other 54, but it's just different problems. Okay? And it's the same thing here. Here's the equation. Put in 3 for y and 7 for z, and you should get the answer 7. Same thing here. Here's the equation. You put in 1 for x and 1 for y and work it out, and the answer should be 2. And again, these are problems right out of the book. Okay? They're right out of the book. And then the last video here, I'll show you the papers with the answers on it, and that way you can pause the video and compare it to my work. And I think I'm pretty close on most of them. So that'll be the last video for lesson 54.